Right again.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing
How you
fine.
doing, Kim?
I'm doing fine. I'm just showing some products from Vilene and how you might want to use them, sometimes alternatively.
Okay.
This is a product called Solufleece, which is the best water-soluble stabiliser you can get. It washes away completely. You can use it with automatic machines. You can do free machine embroidery. You can print onto it with a printing block if it's stretched, otherwise it will disappear.
Sorry, what do you mean when if it's
Stretched onto an embroidery
you stretch it,
ring.
right, okay, right.
If you print onto it when it's just loose, it will just crumple up.
Okay.
So it needs to be stretched. You can print onto it, because some people are scared of drawing, but they don't want to download designs. You can free machine onto it, then you can have your design and use it as an extra dimension on a canvas or whatever it is you're working on.
Okay. So it's like creating your own motif?
Exactly.
Okay. So you go from that to that. That's what you're left with?
That's exactly.
That. Wow.
It's a very efficient wash away.
That's
You're
brilliant.
basically buying something to wash down the sink.
Are you? Oh, okay. Oh, that's one way of putting it, I suppose, yeah.
You can also crash with it, which means making things smaller.
Crash. Whoa. You said crash. What does crash mean?
Crashing in the trade, and the technical term is when you make things smaller and crumpled up.
Okay.
So you're crashing it.
Right.
Okay. So this is a layer of the Solufleece, the same product here. 2 layers of Bondaweb off the backing paper. It needs to be 2 layers, not ironed.
Why does it need to be 2 layers?
Because when you wash out the Solufleece at the end, you need something to hold it.
Okay.
A top fabric, nothing too heavy. And then you stitch it together, tram lines, wavy lines, whatever you fancy.
Okay, so you don't need to do fancy vermicelli type stitches?
You just need to actually functionally hold it together.
Right, okay.
So even I can do this, and I'm not a fancy stitcher.
But do you benefit by not doing the vermicelli stitch in the way it puckers up?
You get a different effect.
Okay.
So as long as it's held together,
just a different effect.
Different.
Okay.
Everybody will have a different idea of
so you
what
can
looks
experiment,
best.
I guess, can't
exactly.
you? Right, okay.
Everybody has a different opinion on these things. As long as it's held together, that's the main thing. And then once it's stitched together, you steam it with a steam iron without touching it.
Okay.
And it will go from that size to that size.
Right,
the more you steam it, the tighter it gets.
So from that size to that size.
That's as tight as it will go.
That's quite hard.
It's very strong. It's very strong stuff because it's all puckered up now.
Okay.
This is great for bags. It's very strong and very firm. If you want something softer, then you can wash out the Solufleece.
Yeah.
You're left with the 2 layers of Bondaweb, and that's what holds it. It becomes quite stretchy, so you can't pull it. It won't take a lot of pulling.
Right.
But you can use it on cuffs and collars, on jackets, that kind of thing. So it's a very versatile product. This is what it's for, but it also does this.
Right.
You can also make fabric with it by making a sandwich of Solufleece and threads or fabrics. So this is a layer of Solufleece, same product as before, layers of knitting yarns or fabrics. Or
so you've just laid that down,
just lay it down,
whatever,
however
nothing
you
special,
like. You can be organised if you want to, but I'm a bodger and I don't bother with being organised. A top fabric, Solufleece. So you've got 2 layers of Solufleece. You stitch it together so the stitches link together. You don't want to go up and down in straight lines because what you have will fall apart. It must be linked together. That's absolutely crucial.
And that's called a vermicelli stitch, is it?
Kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Why not? You call it vermicelli if you like.
Thank you.
Then you can wash out the Solufleece and you're left with whatever you put in there and the stitch.
Wow.
So you can make all kinds of fabrics, yarns, scarves, jackets, whatever you fancy.
That's amazing, that, isn't it?
So from one product you can do all those things.
Yeah.
The next thing is Bondaweb. I tend to paint the Bondaweb rather than using it functionally.
And that's the Bondaweb people get in the boxes by the metre or in the packs, something like that.
You can put your hems up with it if you absolutely must, but that's for needle and threads really. Said the teacher. You can paint it, you can iron it onto anything you can iron safely that will take heat. Anything flat like book covers, boxes, you can iron it onto card and paper.
You can iron it onto boxes?
Onto boxes.
Okay.
And you can iron things onto it because it's a double-sided glue. You can iron things like gilding flake onto it, sequins, glitter, anything that's flat and dry. With baking parchment, you can iron onto Bondaweb.
See, I'm fairly certain there aren't too many card makers that are using Bondaweb, or am I wrong?
Probably not.
Right.
But they've got things to learn. You can also use it on fabric, but it's not washable when it's painted.
Okay. So you might get textile artists using it that way. Okay.
Absolutely. You can also foil plain Bondaweb, white Bondaweb, with transfer foils, particularly Jones Tones foils, which are washable.
Okay.
You can print it with a printing block with fabric paint, and then that is totally washable.
Okay.
It's only when you paint the Bondaweb it's not washable. So Bondaweb is a fantastic product. You can iron all kinds of things like feathers, dried flowers, leaves, foils, glitter, all kinds of things on there. But this isn't a washable process.
Okay.
All right. Then the thing that I'm most interested in at the moment is the Decaville,
Right.
which is an iron-on interfacing to make bags from.
This is another Vilene product.
These are all Vilene products.
Okay.
This is the heavyweight.
And that's called,
Decaville
sorry?
1. Decaville 1.
Decaville 1. Okay.
There's a Decaville 1 and a Decaville 1 Light. They're meant to go inside bags, but I think they're so fabulous they should be on the outside. But they're very functional for making bags. That's what they're made for.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is an iron-on product, you can iron anything that you can iron onto Bondaweb onto here. So you just have a firm product that you can make book covers out of, do all kinds of things. So this is a book cover made with the Decaville 1, the heavier medium weight one.
Okay.
With bits of newspaper and all kinds of things that I've worked with. And it's sealed with a product called acrylic wax, which just gives you a soft, waxy finish, which makes it feel even more like leather.
Okay.
It's fabulous. So that works really well. It's a lovely, firm product. The heaviest product we have is the S133, which is what I make my earrings and my brooches out of.
Okay.
It will go through a die cutting machine. And some hole punches, but this is the heaviest one. This will go through the die cutting machine. This is made with the Big Shot Pro and the Sizzix machine.
Okay.
And this is a very heavy interfacing.
Okay.
Because it's iron-on, again, anything you can iron onto this or onto the Bondaweb, you can iron onto this product as well.
Right.
And because it's so stiff, it's great for boxes and jewellery.
Wow.
And I think...
Kim, that's brilliant. Thank you for showing me the wonderful world of Vilene.
You're very welcome.